So I think for most Americans, sort of news about South Africa ended in 1994. Both literally, we stopped getting a lot of news from the country, but also people's views about it stopped evolving then. That was the year that apartheid ended, I guess, officially. You had elections. Nelson Mandela is still a hero in the United States, often referred to by politicians. And it's only been, I think, in American media in the past couple of months that stories have come out of South Africa that a lot of Americans have read, that actually the country seems to be falling apart and that the government is kind of genocidally racist.
Yeah.
And then President Trump in the past month has basically said the same thing. And it's shocking to a lot of people, I think, how bad it is and how racist it is, far more than apartheid ever was. And so I'm wondering, since you've just landed from South Africa, you live there, describe the state of the country right now, if you would.
Yeah, well, perhaps I can start with your reference about the 90s, because it's absolutely true. South Africa and America was very involved with the setting up of the political system that we have in South Africa during the 90s. And it was, of course, the end of history era. Everyone is excited about the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the whole world's going to be liberal and democratic, including African countries.
Yes.
And Samuel Huntington actually cautioned against this in 1996, saying, when he wrote The Clash of Civilizations, and he said, don't expect of African leaders and African liberation movements to suddenly become Western when you give them Western constitutions, because they are still African. So they will it's the democratic paradox. They will use democratic institutions to promote non-democratic ends. And that's what we see in South Africa.
If you find this intriguing, you're not alone. The insights shared in this interview on Ernst Roets' podcast are truly eye-opening. We dive deep into the complexities of societal issues, exploring perspectives that challenge the status quo. The conversation reveals not just the problems we face, but also innovative solutions that can inspire change. Each moment is packed with thought-provoking ideas that encourage us to think critically and engage with the world around us. If you want to expand your understanding and be part of a meaningful dialogue, I highly recommend watching the full interview. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. And remember, hit that notification bell and subscribe for more enlightening content.
South Africa is facing a multitude of challenges, from economic stagnation to rising crime rates. The African National Congress, ANC, has been in power since the end of apartheid in 1994, but their policies have failed to deliver meaningful change for the majority of South Africans. The Democratic Alliance, DA, the official opposition party, has recently announced plans to negotiate a potential coalition with the ANC. This move has been met with criticism from other opposition parties, who argue that the DA is abandoning its core values in pursuit of power. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis has called for the Cape Town port to be included in the national government's plans for private partnership. This move is seen as an attempt to revitalize the economy and create jobs, but critics argue that it may lead to privatization and increased costs for consumers. South Africa needs a change in leadership and a new approach to addressing the country's challenges. The ANC's policies have failed to deliver meaningful change, and the DA's shift towards the ANC has only added to the uncertainty. The DA's rescue plan for South Africa outlines a comprehensive approach to addressing the country's challenges, including economic reform, job creation, and improved governance. However, with their recent move towards the ANC, it remains to be seen if they will stay true to their core values. Some critics argue that the DA's shift towards the ANC is part of a larger agenda to advance the interests of the World Economic Forum, WEF, and the New World Order, NWO. Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis's call for private partnership has also raised concerns about the potential for increased privatization. and corporate control. South Africa is at a crossroads. The future of the country hangs in the balance. We need leaders who will put the interests of the people first, not their own selfish agendas. The DA's shift towards the ANC and Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis's call for private partnership are just the latest developments in a long-running saga of political intrigue and corruption.